Hey
guys, welcome. It's our first ever live show. Amazing.
Oh, it is our first live show.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
other than
go.
the announcement, but let's go.
Wow, I didn't even, you know what? I could have marketed that. I feel like that was we lost it on that one.
It's all good, guys. How is everybody today? How are we all doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Doing well.
Good.
Yeah, so in case anybody doesn't know us or remember who we are, I'm Greg. That's Tom.
Tom.
Here. No, where am I looking? That way. Why can I not turn my thumb that way? I got Yaz below me and Terry kitty corner.
How we do?
Good. How you guys doing? Busy week?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lots of
We get-
traveling.
That's all of March. So
Yes.
fortunately, it's just been prep going into it's been busy though, to say the
Yeah.
least.
Oh yeah.
That's always good to hear. Busy on my end as well. A lot of transition in my hotel. I'm still at the Blackstone. Just became director of rooms because our previous director of rooms was promoted to the GM as the joinery in Pittsburgh. So congratulations to Florence. And then I was able to, we were able to promote our housekeeping manager to director of housekeeping. Her name's Nora. She's
Love it.
been here since the hotel opened, started as a room attendant, and now is running the
Wow.
whole damn thing. So very
That's
proud
awesome.
of her. Yeah,
That's the best.
yeah,
The beauty of the industry.
oh yeah, it's been great. Busy few weeks, obviously, but wouldn't trade it for anything. So, what about you, Tom? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, just lots of selling. Trying to get as much business on the books as possible. It's tough right now. Q1 in Chicago. It just nobody wants to even be in the market in Chicago at this time of year. So you're really fighting market demand, and just kind of trying to pull out any bells and whistles you can with promos and like just trying to make it as enticing as possible.
We're
to come
we're
around.
sold out this weekend, by the way. We're also in Chicago, but
Oh, so cool.
Oh, no.
Greg.
I think there's a citywide ISA is here, so we get a lot of that business. So I think you're too
Yeah.
far to really feel the
Okay.
compression from that.
Yeah,
But
it's just all your Marriott people flying in from around the country.
hey, we get a lot of elite members. Like it's bonkers when they come in here and it's like, oh look, we got like 15, 20 ambassadors today. Like just a normal day at the Blackstone. Some hotels are like, oh, we got one, let's do everything, and we're like, well, we got 10. So, and we
Are you-
don't have suites.
Are you writing
Yeah, we gotta upgrade
handwritten
some of that.
notes?
Yeah, we have handwritten notes and whatever we can for them. We have a nice little amenity that we put in there for them and everything. So
Nice.
Well, if you guys want to stay at the Crown Plaza Chicago West Loop, I'll write you a handwritten note too.
God.
Just hit me up.
I'm
I'll
jumping
get you
on
a-
IHG one right now. I'm jumping on the one pro, or the one app immediately.
Yeah.
whatever. You don't want a handwritten note from me. My handwriting is terrible. It's garbage. I can barely read my own handwriting sometimes. So
I'm in the same boat.
yeah,
I have to write in all caps, otherwise nobody can understand what I'm writing.
really.
Yeah, I swear to God. But when it's all caps, it's so clean. But if I start to throw in the lower cases, it's game over.
Do we all know how to write cursive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was checking because I don't know. I figured you two, but I didn't think Tom. I didn't know if they still taught it.
They taught
Yeah,
it, but
when you went to-
I'm not gonna lie, I'm out of practice. I haven't done it since the third grade, but I learned how to do it.
But you learn how to do it. Yeah. They drilled it into our head when we were younger. Just it was.
Yep.
I hated it. I mean, I could
Yeah.
definitely read it.
Shout out to all the math teachers that said you're not going to have a calculator when you're older and you're trying to figure stuff out. It's like, oh, you're not going to have a calculator with you in your pocket all the time.
What did you say?
Yeah.
AI. who-
Seriously.
Yeah, literally a supercomputer.
God.
That's great.
Sorry, I was having food delivered to my son, so I just got a notification that he got it.
Oh.
So we're good. We can continue the show.
Well, Greg, what do you have going on for today? You've got a couple topics to.
Yeah, I got a
cover.
couple of things. So one thing is kind of hospitality newsworthy. There's a new brand that was announced by Hyatt. Have you guys heard of it? Yeah.
The I read or I seen the headline. I don't know what the name is. So if you
Alright.
could educate me.
Yeah. Actually, have an article here. I forgot how to present. We have Hyatt Select. Why is this giving me screen sharing tips? Come on, guys. We know how to do the screen yard.
Dead air,
Where
dead
are we?
air.
Here we go. There we go. All right. So Hyatt just launched a new brand geared towards efficient, affordable stays around the country, which is the Hyatt Select. So this is Chicago-based, which is why we're talking about it. Not really. This just happens to be in the news. It's a new upper mid-scale brand that's going to launch in the Americas. So it'll be a select service brand, balance efficiency and comfort. Hyatt announced it'll have hot and cold breakfast, 24-hour market with food, snacks, beer, wine, and comfortable, efficient guest rooms with workspace and high-speed internet. The room looks nice. So they're expanding their select service brands, which includes Captioned by Hyatt. Never even heard of that brand. Hyatt Place, Hyatt House, and now their extended stay Hyatt Studios.
So it's continuing that post-COVID era demand for remote workspace. But the thing is, right now in the news is a lot of remote companies are no longer going to be remote anymore. It's like hotels have been pivoting to accommodate this, remote traveler. But is that remote traveler going to go away?
Well, if you think about it, people that travel for business will need workspace anyway, right? If they're coming out for conventions or just meetings, it'd still be nice to have that space for them. So I don't think it's the worst direction to go. But they see themselves as owner-friendly brand that's cost-efficient, flexible. So good for conversions and from the ground up. So the reason I brought this up was because I did see a post on LinkedIn. Wait 1 second. We got Mr. Craig Sullivan
Aloha,
in the house.
Craig.
Aloha, Craig.
Aloha.
I'm excited for tomorrow for the awards show.
Oh, what do you got going on tomorrow? We can take quick pause on what we're doing since you didn't say it earlier.
Oh, I'm just gonna plug. Craig Sullivan's got a show Friday Night Audit, and tomorrow I'll be on the show. They're doing a little ceremony, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but feel free, guys, to follow Friday Night Audit, click connect, and join us to see who's winning what and what that's going to look like. Craig, feel free to pop into the comments and whatever details you want to throw in there.
Well, I will say that we are 1 week away from the California Lodging and Investment Conference in California. Unfortunately, Tom and I will not be able to join this year, but I am making hard plans to be there next year.
Craig, I am sorry. I told you in person while I was in California that I would make an effort, and it couldn't come together within the month. It was too much, too short notice, and my work was not having it. So I apologize on that front. But I will be seeing you again soon. So I'll be.
It's almost ominous, isn't it? I'll be seeing you soon.
I've got plans to vacate California again this
It's
year.
a promise.
More information, a new Hyatt brand at the 8th Annual California Lodging and
see?
Investment Conference.
Wonderful.
Yep, it's not too late to buy tickets. I'm hoping it's not too late to buy tickets because I just made a statement.
It's never too late to buy tickets, Greg.
That's not true. Sometimes it is, but
Sometimes it is.
go there, tell Craig you know me.
You can just show up and try to break in, and no, don't do that.
That's
Watch out for
tough.
those scalpers.
I'm sorry, Greg.
Yeah.
I really feel bad.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go back to Hyatt Select. So this is the post that I saw. Oh, I didn't think it would be like this. Okay. So he says, or Eduardo Burkhardt. I don't I think I'm following him. I guess I don't know if anybody else knows who he is. He says he's a huge fan of Hyatt, but his critique is that he feels like it's going to be replacing or phasing out the Hyatt Place brand, right? So, and Hyatt Select is very similar to the already existing Sonesta Select. So it's just another brand to add to the bucket. Will guests even know the difference between Hyatt Place and Hyatt Select? So I don't know if you guys had any opinions as if
Well,
you
I like
feel
I
the
like
same
the
way.
fact that I like the fact that Select's in the name only because it comes across to the consumer as an affordable place to stay. If I see something that's Select, I know I'm not going to be, paying an arm and a leg. That being said, I do agree with the sentiment. It is very similar to the Sonesta Select.
And I don't know much about Sonesta brand in general, but I mean, you never want to be like sounding exactly like another
Yeah.
hotel.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear something interesting about Sonesta? So I converted their first. So when they first came onto the scene, they bought about. So they really targeted Gen 1 residence inns, and that's the old school exterior entrance residence inns. And I was working at one in the Jersey Shore, and we remembered, like, to this day, like all the folks that I worked with, like when they announced that Sonesta was coming in and they were taking over the hotel, everybody was like, what? Who? Like, we never heard of this. And then this is back 2016, right? And it's
Yep.
crazy the growth that they've had. So they're over 1,000 brands now, so, or 1,000 hotels, excuse me. So yeah, but I know that. So like, if you look at extended stay hotels, you got your Residence Inn, you got Town Place Suites, and then on the Hilton side, you got your Homewood.
Too.
Home
Yep,
two.
Home 2.
Yep.
So I think that this is in line with, like, having. It looks like post COVID, most flags are switching to 3 extended stay brands. High, mid, and low, I guess you could say. But maybe this is falling into that recipe for success for extended stay post COVID.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and if you're just joining us, we're talking about Hyatt's new brand. I'm interested, guys. What do you think the price point's going to look like for this concept? What are we thinking here? Where are we going to be at?
I'm tired of all the different levels of brands, mid scale, upper mid scale, lower mid scale. Like, come on. I don't know. It's
I
just
feel like
me.
you're
I'm not
stratifying and venting it.
I'm not an owner. I'm not an operator. So I guess for me, it's just like I don't even know where we fall. Even I'll say these even with Marriott. Sometimes I'm looking at, like, we have our luxury and our whatever different collections at the top. I'm like, I don't even remember where I fall sometimes. As an autograph collection. So it's just it's oversaturated in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know what their exact competing, because it's not a Hyatt Place, because they have a Hyatt Place or Hyatt House, so
Yep.
it's gonna be a little bit higher than that. And then, have you guys heard of Caption by Hyatt? I don't even know what that
I have
is.
Never
not.
heard of it.
Yeah, I have not.
No.
Okay, well, I guess that's something that we can discover together here. It's a new lifestyle brand within select service category that will bring people closer together, allowing them to work, eat, or socialize in comfortable, flexible, communal spaces that encourage meaningful conversations and connections. Sorry, when I travel, I want to go to my room and not see anybody, but that's just me. Yeah. So I guess it's maybe competing with like Moxie. Because isn't that more communal as well?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, they're gonna be. Oh, they have a mashup between Cafe Market and Bar. Danny Meyer's Union Square Hospitality Group consulted on the design and curation of the conversation-worthy food and beverage concept for the brand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is.
That food and beverage. Go ahead, Tom.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say just a quick comment on Craig's comment here on the oversaturation. This is my biggest fear for the hotel industry, is the pipeline of rooms that are constantly under construction and coming through into the market. It gives me anxiety sometimes, because it's like, I don't see this train slowing down, and I feel like everybody's just putting their foot on the gas pedal. And it's just kind of like, at what point are we going to fall off the rails here? Like, where is this? Um, it just seems so easy to say, oh yeah, we're going to make more revenue with more rooms, and it's like, are we though?
Yeah, it depends on the market, but this is also why Tom will never be a guest speaker at the California Lodging and Investment Conference, trying to discourage people from expanding.
Yeah, well, I'm going against the grain. I
We've
feel
built
like,
enough, everyone.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
more hotels. Craig's gonna cancel your Friday night
I
audience.
feel like a real estate investor in 2006 and 7.
Yeah,
Freeze that pipeline. Freeze that pipeline. No more.
Yeah.
yeah. So Craig says it's similar to a Moxie and True, I guess, by Hilton. I did stay at a True once. I didn't really enjoy it. I had bugs in my room.
Mm.
Yeah, it was by the
Not
window.
fun.
Like they were just like little flying bugs that just died by the window. But yeah,
Yeah.
never stayed at a True again. And that was on an associate or employee rate too, so couldn't really complain. But all right, well, we learned a lot about Hyatt today, so that was awesome. All right, so I got one more thing for you guys, and this actually might hopefully strike up some good conversation because it has to do with a GM dress code. So I read another thing on LinkedIn where somebody was kind of ranting about GM dress code. So being a general manager at a full-service Hilton or Marriott used to be a big deal. It took long hours and dedication to become GM, and it meant working holidays and weekends and making sure your staff was taken care of your guests and their families. You could walk into a Hilton and right away could tell who the GM was just by how he or she was dressed. The same if you ever went to a hotel to plan an event. The director of sales was dressed to the nines because we dressed to impress. Now it's casual Friday every day with GMs wearing short sleeve shirts that look like a tablecloth from an Italian restaurant and jeans combined with leather tennis shoes. Frankly, it's hard to tell who the manager is at times. I've been told by a lot of my peers to lose the tie, ditch the suits. You look like someone from Mad Men or The Godfather. And that's probably true. But when I walk into the lobby of my hotel, my guests know who I am. And if they need anything, I'm the person to talk to, and they can tell that by my appearance. My advice, put on the suit and tie, walk into your hotel, talk the talk and walk the walk like a professional because you're a Hilton general manager. Act like it. Greg McKenna, not Greg Fergoso, with that. So first of all, I wish you used some punctuation. It would have made that a little bit easier to read. But what do you guys think? Because you guys were GMs, but different types of brands, right? So what are your takes on it?
I mean, full service, there's definitely that image, right? But select service, where you have smaller staffs and sometimes you're short staffed at that, right? Kind of dressing down and getting your hands dirty, and that's the nature of the beast. And I feel like when you see a guest, I mean, it's been programmed into my head, the 15-5 rule. You should smile, and then you should engage as you get a little bit closer, right? So even if the guest doesn't know that you're the GM, after you start talking to one another, that should come out in the way that you're carrying that conversation. So even though look is important, I wouldn't say it's everything. Not in your like your smaller hotels, I'd say, but full service. I mean, if you're the Ritz and everybody's a lady and gentleman, at the end of the day, you should probably be in, a suit or whatever. And if you're getting your hands dirty, you just take the tie off, type thing,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Side note: I was at the Ritz-Carlton last night for Sage's leadership conference. My first time going to a Ritz hotel. There are a lot of associates. They were everywhere. It just blew my mind. But anyway, I agree. I agree with
Staff
you.
to guest ratio for luxury hotels is mind blowing. When you walk in there and you're in a luxury environment, like you get 2, 3, 4 staff members per guest. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like amazing.
Right.
Quick side note: Craig says that I am right. And I can be a speaker anytime, so take that, Greg.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It would be fun. I mean, he had Kyle speak, so I guess you can speak too.
Well,
fair.
I mean, I have to say that Craig put a lot about the sponsors, and I'm like getting a little jealous now. I think I'm earmarking it for next year. Put ProSafe on that click sponsor list,
Let's get
Yes,
ProSafe in there.
even
I
better.
like it.
and maybe we'll send the boys as well. We'll send y'all to represent us. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. Yeah, I
That
mean,
sounds like a deal to me.
we're probably gonna try to be there anyway, so it works out perfectly.
Yep.
Nice.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Terry, how about you? What do you think about this whole?
So I'm
being
a big
separate?
believer in. I feel like I'm a little old fashioned in the sense that I'm a big believer in dress to impress. I feel like I strive to be number one and do the best job that I can do, and I'm going to dress to that regard. I do agree. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to have to get your hands dirty. Well, you're going to have to replace your suits at one point, right? So might be today.
Not my Italian Merino. What are you talking about? This is from
Sharp.
Target.
It is sharp, but it's still sharp.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wear suits to work every single day, and Sage Hospitality, my management company, doesn't require ties from their managers. It's just something they decided to move away from. But I made the decision coming here in an autograph hotel that I'm going to wear a tie. Like, I just feel like it's the appropriate thing to do. Even when I was in housekeeping, director of housekeeper, I still came in, wore a tie, and continuing to do it now. When I worked with Tom at the Hilton out in the suburbs, I didn't really wear a tie, I don't think.
No.
But I was also doing a lot more. It was more, even though we were a full service hotel, we kind of also operate a little bit like a select service where I had to get my hands dirty, and we were cleaning rooms and stripping beds and doing a million other things. So
Yeah, that mold project you made me do. I got my pants bleach on it.
yeah, well, you should have wore something a little bit more forgiving. Yeah. So, but I'm a big proponent to dress to impress and dress for the job you have. We just got a new front office manager, and he asked the same question. Like, he's been coming in really nice suits. He's just curious on what my expectation was, which I actually appreciate him asking me what I think. And yeah, I just told him, you're guest facing, you're the leader of this department. So, of course, I would hope that you're continue to dress that way. And he does so. He looks sharp. So I'm happy to have him on board.
I always used to wear a tie as a GSA whenever I worked in front office. It was always a tie. And then for some reason, Greg, when I moved on to the project that we worked on together, I don't think I ever wore a tie. It was always
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah.
So I think that Craig is right here, where it just kind of depends on what you're working, because in the first two properties that I worked at, I loved wearing my tie, and I would differentiate it where I would like do a special knot, to where I could stand out a little bit with the guests and try to get that survey recognition, because you're on that survey grind when you're a guest services agent. But no, yeah, since then it's been collar for me. Even when I was working for Pendry, it was collar. But for Pendry and the sales team, I was always back office. I was never guest facing on that front. So if you're not guest facing, that's a different story too.
Yeah, but I also don't think that no tie doesn't necessarily mean you're not dressing up. Because if you came here and you saw my general manager Pierre, he never wears a tie, but he is sharp. Like, he's got the nice pocket square, well-tailored suit, really nice. Like, you walk in, he's the guy. Like, and he can do that without a tie on. I feel like I can't, so I wear the tie. I'm compensating for this. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the tie is necessarily the end all be all. You can do it without, but you have to actually put in the effort to get the suits nice and tailored for yourself, and maybe correspond it with the pocket square, some nice shoes, make sure your belt looks good. Yeah.
Well, we have locked in special pricing for you guys, so
Right on. We'll take it.
Talk soon.
Well, yeah, let's
Extra early bird, since it's
Yeah,
before
early
the
bird,
one that's even for the current year, right?
It's before the 8th, so we get the extra early bird for the 9th. Yeah.
Yeah, can we stack the promo codes here? Like, get the 20% friend discount, get the early bird special. Get the...
I'm gonna be going on my team member travel program. Let me see what hotels I can get now. Going all out. So.
Love it.
All right. Well, I've got my thing to share too today. It is now the fun part of the show, because we've got the 24.
Oh man! Wow, it's a fun part of the show.
The fun time of the show, he leaves.
All right, hold on now.
Keep talking crap, Tom. You might
use
lose your internet.
Yeah, well, with my luck, my Chrome's gonna crash again.
Yeah, actually, you usually does.
I think like 3 of the last 4 episodes, my rig has crashed. So
Yeah, I know you're trying to blame the manufacturer, but your computer build was perfect, so I don't want to hear
so
it.
here's the thing. Greg built my computer, so I know that he has a kill switch on his desk. He's remote right now.
Yeah, only when I'm at home I can control it from there. I'm at work right now still, so I can't.
Yeah, it makes sense. Last time it didn't crash, so I know what you're up to, Greg.
It's catching on. Catching on.
I'm
Yep.
catching on. All right.
Yeah.
So, 24 of the coolest hotel amenities from Pi Turndown service.
Turn down
Cool.
service.
To
Sign me
bookmarks
up.
that turn into wildflowers. Now, I went through this article. We're not going to hit every beat, but I want to go through them and then get your guys' opinion on them. We'll do a thumbs up, thumbs down on them.
Pie
right?
turn down.
So
let's. I mean, thumbs up
Start it
immediately.
with the Pi Turndown service. All right, so at the Caldwell House Bed and Breakfast, actually, you guys might be able to get here pretty soon at the Salisbury Mills, New York. How far away from you guys would that be? I'm curious.
Probably like 3-4 hours if it's upstate. If it's not like
bad.
city, yeah.
It's better than that 13-hour drive that Greg and I did to get out to Reading.
Right. Salisbury Hills.
So you might, if you're staying during the month of September, you can enjoy a fresh piece of pie on the first night of your stay as part of its add-on Pie on the Pillow turn-down service. Special perk starts right after Labor Day and runs through the end of the month with fresh pies baked daily, including cherry, fudge, apple, pumpkin, and pecan. That's how you say pecan. Among
Pecan.
other seasonal flavorings. Guys, tell me how, my girlfriend's a pastry cook. Is there such thing as a fudge pie? Isn't that just like a cake at that point?
Or would it be an eclair?
What's a fudge
Like a chocolate eclair type thing? I don't know.
Aren't eclairs
What are we
like
doing there?
donuts stuffed with like?
Yeah, that's a
But-
thumbs up from me though.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Pie,
yes.
I'm there.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm down for the pie.
All
Gotta work on the dad bod, you know?
Speaking of the dad bod, now we've got the in-room beer taps and shower mini fridges.
What a segue.
The shower mini fridge is the best idea I've ever heard for a hotel room. Are you kidding me? Come on, you can have the mini bar pre-stocked, and then you can charge the guests with whatever they pull out. Amazing.
Okay. No. You have naked people touching these things and then not consuming them necessarily, and then you're gonna grab one the next time you're there. Also, I don't drink, so it's a thumbs down.
That's a thumbs down. Well, there could be Coca-Colas in there. You don't know.
I don't do that either, man. It's just purely water now. So
Okay.
I have to say I'm worried about the price. Because you know how those little mini fridges work. It's like you drink one beer and it'd be like $30.
So here's my question: in-room beer taps. In-room beer taps. How does that work from an engineering perspective? That's some innovation right there. What do they have?
clear-
Like a keg in every room that the engineer has to put together.
Well, then you
every
have to
time?
clean the line. I know you have
Yeah.
to clean the lines. I know that's extremely important. And it all goes back to same with the shower mini fridge. Sanitation. I don't really like to mix food and drink in the restroom area.
Yeah, there's too many other
thank
fluids
you,
going
thank you,
on.
Terry. Thank
yep. So I'm gonna have to thumbs down this one.
And then
Yeah.
What if the beer tap is not located in the bathroom area? What if you've got like a living room beer tap or like a bedside beer tap?
that's how I read it. The beer tap is not in the bathroom.
Right.
The beer tap is just in the room. But even then, just
The cleaning aspect of it. If you could guarantee that that was cleaned, I could see some cleaning records. Maybe, yeah, I could get behind it. But
yeah, because you got to get those
Okay.
beer lines clean. When the restaurant gets theirs done every, I don't know how often they do it, every week, 2 weeks, or whatever it is. Like, yeah, it's a pain in the butt. No,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Thumbs down, double thumbs down.
All right. Well, for
Oh,
me,
damn.
you've convinced me on the in-room shower. That's a thumbs down for me on the sanitary perspective. But in-room beer tap, as long as I don't have to worry about maintaining it, that shit is a thumbs up for me, dog.
I think that-
Take that.
I think that could be cool. I think it could be cool, but also from an operating standpoint, I would hate it.
Could you imagine seeing a houseman like with a bunch of
just
quarter-
testing to
quarter
make sure it's
kegs,
working.
or it's like, yeah, I'm
You're
just
doing a
stripping the
keg.
rooms. Hold on, yeah, it's a whole
Oh,
wagon filled with
got a-
like quarter kegs. Like,
Got a
I'd be
good
like,
head
what
on
is
that.
this?
Got a good head on that glass there. Good job.
You're gonna have
It's great.
you'll have to do like a sobriety test on your houseman every shift. Have them walk in a straight line so that they're
He
not
was
doing
just making
kegs in the
sure it
linen
was
closet.
working.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
Craig. I
gosh.
know we
Alright.
do, but
So I'm curious, Greg, about your thoughts on a podcast studio. I mean, we've seen this before. We know the DoubleTree Reading has this. I believe the Hard Rock hotels have this. What's your thoughts on the podcast studio?
I can get behind it, 100%. I would tell Craig Sullivan that wherever he's hosting the 9th California Lodging Investment Conference should have a podcast studio, so that we can go ahead and record a show from out there. But I can get behind that, as long as there's no charge for it too. Like, don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna charge for it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I was
also, how do
I was
how do
looking
you
at
manage
that.
the bookings of it. Like, if somebody's taking it all the time and you want other people in there,
I
like,
guess you would have to charge for it, right? There's no-
I look at that as maybe 100 square feet, and you can really boost some revenue out of that space.
well,
Yeah.
here's the
Don't charge me
boosting-
for it.
the
No,
real
no, you're
boosting
free,
of
you're
the
free.
revenue, people. This is so slept on. Just have staff do a podcast about your hotel at the hotel.
I've been saying that
It's-
for years.
It's a marketing explosion. Hotels are always looking for content for their social media. Well, what if you just had a responsibility for a couple of your managers to sit down inside of a closet with 2 microphones and call it a podcast studio? That is endless content for your social media. You get to get your word out about your hotel. People are constantly talking about your hotel for one thing or another, and you get to do things like, staff recognition and maybe bring in an interesting guest and have them talk about what they're doing in town, and like endless content right there. It's just it's so ripe for the taking. Any hotel that wants to do this, take my free idea. I'm begging you.
Or contact us and pay us, and we'll help you do it. That'll
Yeah, fly us in for every episode.
just throwing that out there.
Well,
So it's a thumbs up from me.
Yep.
Yaz, Terry,
Yeah,
you guys
yep.
have any final
Yep.
thoughts on that one?
brilliant. Honestly, your free idea is actually really good. If I was an independent hotelier and I had my own brand and I didn't have to worry about, a larger flag or anything like that, I'd 100% do that for growth and just brand awareness. It's brilliant.
Manifesting.
It
Love
costs you nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing. So, puzzle turn down service. I kind of want to skip this one. I don't know.
You just don't like
Doesn't-
puzzles.
It's not exciting. In-room arcade games.
Take my money. Take my money. I'm a child at heart. Take my money. Yes, but it has to be like, it can't just be one arcade game. You'd need like the whole gamut.
So
need
you
like
think,
all.
is it like one machine that has an emulator that can do multiple games, or do you have multiple machines in there?
I think the right way would be the emulator.
Oh,
Later.
this is a Sage property, the Curtis Hotel in Denver. I should go to Denver and try it out and let you guys know what I think.
Get an in-room Donkey Kong arcade game alongside Mario Kart, inspired
that's awesome.
wall decorations, old school board games, and other nostalgic details. Pardon me. Other rooms include a disco room with lava lamps, as well as several pop culture themed rooms dedicated to all things Barbie, talk shows, knock knock jokes, sports, chick flicks, I Love Lucy, Star Trek, Ghostbusters, and Talladega Nights. I love that one.
Amazing.
That's interesting. So it does sound like there's only one game in the room.
Yeah, and Craig says absolutely we charge for it. I think that must have been for the podcast studio.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thumbs up for me, guys. Like that's
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, I
come on,
think so.
movie
Yeah, yeah.
room.
I'm good for that.
Just the Mario nostalgia right there on that wall. It's like, yup, game over.
Look at
Oh.
Craig's going in there and stealing our business
Craig,
already.
Craig, this free idea was not for you. You've got to license this one. It's free for hoteliers. Other podcasters need to take my licensing.
Love it.
All right, a Broadway experience. So the Chat Bowls location is just steps away from New York City's theater district, means you get access to Broadway-inspired amenities like vinyl LPs from musicals, which you can play in the room, and optional theater playhouse setup in the room with puppets for the kids to put on their own show. That's a no for me.
I mean, for the right market, I think it's cool to think of, but as like a just general turn down service, right? Because that's what we're doing is like turn down amenities.
Think about
No.
maintaining these materials all the time, and if you're doing actual physical vinyl records, the damage that those are going to sustain over time. People don't know how to use those things these days. You're going to end up with just having a diminished product, and eventually your guests are just going to be unhappy with this service. They're going to be dissatisfied from what they hear that it is versus what it ends up being. And then, the puppets, like, come on, after 100 stays, what are those puppets going to look like?
Well, I would hope you would replace them at some point.
No, it still has an eye left on it. It's fine.
Have y'all seen Chuck E. Cheese from like back in the day compared to what Chuck E. Cheese is now? Because when you said if you don't replace the puppets, I'm just thinking of old school Chuck E. Cheese, like when we used to go as kids, and it's quite scary, honestly.
Yeah, those robots were scary.
I'm with
Terrifying.
Craig on the multiple machines thing, because just the nostalgic memories of like going from one machine to another, like there's some philosophy in that, there's some
Oh, the
enjoyment there.
gaming
For the
gaming
gaming,
machines.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the gaming.
Or put a nice little arcade in your hotel, maybe. Be
Now,
cool.
would you line up the whole wall, or would you put one in each corner?
You
Like,
gotta
what
do
would
a
be
corner
ideal
thing,
there?
'Cause
Yeah, I
you're
think the
moving
corner.
corner to corner, you're moving around. Got to run to the next game before your sibling takes it over. I don't know about this one, guys. You want to do this one? I'll skip this.
Wild
Bookmarks, no.
bookmarks?
Yeah, no.
Skip. Guitars and vinyl record players. This is kind of similar, right? Do you want to look at
I still
this?
think it's
Sounds like a lot of noise complaints.
Yeah. Skip for me.
Oh.
In-room cocktail stations. What do we think?
Oh, the Troubadour.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Easy breezy.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's honestly a little bit more elevated than a honor bar, or like having that set up, because it just feels more personalized. And even if you do like a little drink menu of like how to make your own drinks, you get a little bit more guest interaction that way. So I like it.
We did a package here last year where we had to put like a drink station in there. I don't remember what it was called. We didn't do it yet this year. I'll have to look
I
that
was
up.
literally thinking about packages. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, well, one of our suites. So we have one of our historic suites that like a lot of presidents have stayed in the past, and we decked that out with the whole like bar. And I was literally having to like get orange peels and everything like ready every time we booked one of these. So it's pretty cool, but I wouldn't want to have all 335 rooms being able to do that.
It takes a lot of effort. You'd have to find a way to make it efficient,
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a great name, though. The Troubadour.
The
That's
Troubadour.
Yeah, that's a fire name.
Yeah, they have a nice rooftop bar as well, I believe.
All right, so Hunter Boots and Outerwear. I actually know, Greg, the Park Hyatt Chicago, I think, just started a collab with, what is it, Goose? What is that? Coat Goose?
Canadian
Canada
Goose.
Goose.
Canada Goose.
Canada Goose.
Yeah. So as an amenity, their guests can get a Canada Goose coat. for winter
What?
time in Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a borrow.
Seriously? Oh, okay.
It's a borrow, right?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
incidentals at that hotel are over $1,000.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're here for 2 nights, but you're renting a coat. Hold on, $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. You just show up
It
to
is.
Chicago in the winter and be like, "Yeah, I didn't feel like bringing a big coat."
How-
Yeah.
How do you get to the hotel though with no coat?
Taxi.
Yeah, you still
Or you're
get from the.
If you're at the Park Hyatt, you're probably getting car service. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you'll be okay.
All right. Well,
So,
if you can afford it, that's a thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot we didn't rate it. Got it. Champagne savory.
Champagne sabering. This is actually happening at the St. Regis Chicago. So they have a Sarbage like hour where they do a champagne sabering. At St. Regis Properties. There we go. Look at that. One of the traditions is champagne sabering, which dates back to the days of Napoleon. Sabering is the act of opening champagne bottles with a saber or sword, celebrated in different ways depending on the property. So I believe that in the Chicago, for the Chicago property, it's a ceremony where they, at a particular hour, I think it's 4 or 5, they gather every day and then they do the ceremony. And then, they pour out the drinks for everybody.
Are they all wearing like masks and stuff like that Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman movie? What was it, Eyes Wide Shut or
Eyes
something?
Wide Shut with Stanley Kubrick.
I mean, not for
I'd
me.
say yes. I'd say yes, but I wouldn't do it personally. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd chop my thumb off on accident or something and be like, oh, all right, who needs that?
Now, if it led to a saber sword fight, I'm in. I'm in.
If I'm staying there, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the bag lending.
Designer bags, yeah.
Popcorn.
Blending? It's like you don't even. That's weird.
Yeah, you don't even get to
Honestly, that's weird.
Well, it's like the coat at Park Hyatt.
Yeah.
You know, just to borrow a bag for the stay, I guess. I don't know.
So if
I
you're
guess-
too cheap, if you're too cheap to buy your own Gucci, but you still want to look rich when you're in Chicago, you can borrow their Gucci.
Houston, okay.
Houston.
Don't put that on Chicago.
If you're too cheap to have your own Gucci, just
You could
borrow
take your lended bag to your rent-a-car Lamborghini or
Yeah.
something too, right? And
It's for the Insta posts. But then my question again is like, after the 250th stay, what does the Prada look like? You know,
Yeah.
you start to get some scuffs
I'm-
on the Gucci.
I'm sure Four Seasons has no problem replacing them. Their room rates are
They
pretty
just
high.
dropped a yacht, apparently. I saw
Yeah?
recently, boys. Yeah, I was like, that's pretty crazy.
Maybe we can get a collab and stay on the yacht. We do some content for them.
Please
Yeah,
don't
we'll
skip
do a
this one.
podcast from the yacht.
Yes.
Rent
All
it.
right.
That would
All
be
right,
London.
it begins.
London.
Yeah. All right, popcorn delivery. You guys take the floor.
I like the idea, but just the mess. I just see popcorn over every single room. Like, I feel like it could be an issue.
I worked at a movie theater for my first job for a couple years. The smell of popcorn and grease and butter still gives me nightmares to this day. So because of that, I'll have to do a thumbs down. I can't handle making popcorn like that, dealing with popcorn like that.
So on the coat rental, we're gonna go back for Craig's comment. If you are from California, you don't own a coat for Chicago, which is a great point. If you're coming from a hot weather climate place, you might not even own a coat. You don't want to buy a coat for your trip to Chicago. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Makes
good point.
sense.
Don't want to buy one and travel with one and deal with all that. Yeah, you just
On the popcorn thing, I love like specialty flavor popcorns. I went to the Montage in Kapalua Bay in 2022, 2023, and they had the most amazing like ranch flavor popcorn that like blew my mind. So I love the idea, especially if they do like the specialty flavorings for these popcorns. Just as a matter of like trying it out, I love it.
yeah. I can see
think
that.
would be cool too. I mean, I know Drury hotels, they're big in the Midwest. they still have like popcorn in their lobbies that you could just make for yourself as like as an amenity. Which I honestly I feel like if you got a soda machine and like popcorn or something, and if after a long day, whatever, it's like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Anything food and beverage wise, I feel is always a plus.
My work trauma will continue to make me say no to this.
Well, I mean, a lot of bars. You go to a lot of bars and they have the popcorn machine set up, and it's a self scoop. You come over, scoop the popcorn, put it in. They got the hot sauce, they got the garlic, they got whatever you need. Put the fixins on there, and then you go to the table, you sit down, you eat your beer. Do the same thing for a hotel lobby. You just set up the popcorn machine, scoop. It'll be a hit with the kids. Doesn't cost you anything. I think that's a great additive for a guest experience.
I like it. I'm still going 2 thumbs up. You guys made some great points, but 2 thumbs up for me.
I mean, it's a low cost solution. I feel the guests would love it, but
I'll
I'm with Greg on this one. I can't get behind it.
I went from a thumbs down to a middle, so I'll take it.
I felt like I was in like Spartacus or what is it? Or like 300 for a second. I was like, is he gonna get kicked? I don't know.
I'm just giving you the mid so we can move on from the popcorn. I'm sweating here.
Okay, so let's see.
Spice sessions with master chefs.
Yes.
That actually sounds.
Yes.
So
I'm in for it. I'm for it.
I'm catching up.
I
with
like.
comments. Craig is
Very nice.
typing up a storm, so I'm going to throw in here. You'd be surprised at how many resorts open champagne bottles with sabers. I would be surprised. I'm not at that price point. I don't go to many resorts anymore. So by anymore, I mean ever. Lightsaber, Greg?
Lightsaber battle. Yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
And it would be a mess for popcorn.
So Craig agrees with Terry and I. All right.
Spice sessions. What's this? At the Oberoi, how do we say this? Rajavias, Jaipur.
Jaipur is Indonesia, right?
So it's a 1-hour session. You can learn about the secret herbs and spices, cook traditional cuisine from the hotel's spice connoisseurs. What do we think?
India.
Yes.
But yeah,
Cultural experience.
100%. I really, really want to go to Thailand, and the reason why is because I listened to a podcast that they had a guest that described their experience, and they stayed at a small inn, and part of the experience was learning how to cook the food with the matriarch of the family, and going into the market in the morning, gathering the ingredients, having the boat like come up along to all the houses along the river and selling food. Like food-based experiences, I feel are 1,000% worth traveling for. I mean, the first time I ever wanted to go to Pittsburgh is to have a Permanente Brothers sandwich. Like, I'll travel for food. I don't really care. So
agreed.
I would give 4 thumbs up if I could for this one.
To rock on.
I just love the idea of like if you're traveling to a place that has a local history, to have an experience that's set up by the hotel to learn about that, I feel like it's always going to be a hit.
Yeah.
That's a memorable moment, boys. Right there.
Yep.
I'd be like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I want to go through these kind of quickly now. BMW SUV, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I mean, yeah. Why would I say
He's
no?
got a thumbs down.
I'll take it.
Greg's question is, am I operating this hotel or am I visiting this hotel?
I think running a BMW rental as a service is easier than cleaning beer lines in all your guest rooms. So, yeah, this is a thumbs up.
That's fair. Homegrown orange juice will skip.
I would say yes to that. I love orange juice.
Yes.
Agreed.
Bread.
Fresh bread?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
Bread's
Of
always
course.
good.
Even better if like you bake it and like right there in front of me, and I can just take it straight, like 1,000%.
Oh yeah.
This one, I'm not sure if we can count this as an amenity. It's like just a hotel perk. Like this is just a hotel that's got good good viewing areas for this site. So like I don't know how we can.
I see UNESCO. And that immediately pops out to me because that's like all your, your 9 wonders of the world type thing. So anything that's UNESCO is like super historic and just a buff for me. I'd say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it though, I mean, it's like cool. I get to stay here a little bit longer. Like there's nothing else. Like I can't go in the waterfall, like Niagara Falls or something like that. But that's just me.
Well, these are the falls on the border of Argentina and Brazil, considered one of the most spectacular waterfalls in the world, according to Google's AI search. So, I guess
Nice.
it's pretty cool.
Nice.
And thanks for throwing sushi at me, Craig. Remember, Tom's the one that eats the desert sushi. No.
Free yoga and guided nature walks. I have something to say about this.
Oh,
So
okay, go off.
early February, my dad, my girlfriend, and I visited California because my dad and my girlfriend were running in the Surf City Huntington Beach marathon. So my dad ended up getting sick along the trip. He didn't end up running. And my girlfriend did the half marathon there. And right after the marathon, we walk back up into the hotel, and there's a sign that says free yoga and to stretch out from the marathon. We go in there. It's a guided class. It was the most incredible experience I would recommend going to this hotel 10 times out of 10 times for this experience. And it's perfect because they're drawing in the guests that are from the marathon to come see the property. So I say win, 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 win. That was fantastic. Thumbs up on my
That's
end.
super smart. I might have to make a note for my marketing manager.
Yeah,
Chicago Marathon's coming up in October.
There.
We get so many people that stay here.
Yeah, right. You just do a little space on the side, do a sign that comes up, yoga after the marathon, stretch out. And they had these the foam rollers, and they had yoga mats all set up. And then the expert was showing us how to do the foam roller exercises. It was amazing.
We already do some partnerships with
yeah.
yoga and Pilates and stuff. Where a group will come here and do it, like in our barbershop room and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not like far fetched to do something like that. So it might be something cool. All right.
I give it a thumbs up. I'll take that.
Definite thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not running any marathons to do yoga afterwards, but yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'd have to get my knees replaced if I ran a marathon right now.
My lungs would fall out of my ass. That's what happened.
Hey, so we're back on the luxury yacht conversation.
Why would you say no?
Yes. Do we even need to? Yeah.
Oh, it's only 40. It's only 45 feet, though. I don't know. It's not big enough.
Yeah. And is there free scuba diving too?
If there's a chef on board.
Also, here's the thing about it though: is do you have to go on there with other guests, or can you go on there private with your own people? Do I have to share this experience?
Yeah, that's actually
good.
Yeah.
How many yachts are available? How many slots?
Yeah, I mean, at first glance, just based on this, I would say yes. But yeah, those are some things I would consider before actually.
Whale shark viewing, deep sea fishing excursions, or dolphin watching cruises. I like it.
But if I make it to the Maldives, I'll probably have my own yacht.
Yeah. Okay, so mindful cultural experiences. We kind of touched base on a cultural experience previously, so I'll move on. A champagne vending machine. Why?
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, why?
What they have, like it has the little foil that you like peel off.
It's clashing, right? Like a vending machine comes off as cheap, champagne comes off as premium. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, Molly's Cupcakes has vending machines, but I think that's perfect. I don't think champagne works for.
Also, it says like, so you can borrow the flutes from the lobby, take your libations to the poolside, make a rock star. This to me is just saying we want to cut staffing and want to replace a bartender with a machine. That's what you're doing here.
I don't like it.
Where's the guest interaction? Where's the magic? It's just automating.
Yeah, Lennox Miami Beach be better.
And it's turning it. It's like, hey, we're gonna de-staff and we're gonna take these experiences away from our guests, and we're gonna turn it on its head and spin it and make it sound like it's an amenity. Like, no.
I don't. Yeah, agreed. No go there.
Speaking of sushi,
hey, Craig.
Every hand up. I love sushi.
Sushi kayak.
Oh.
So, guests of Necker Island, St. Richard's, Sir Richard Branson's 74-acre luxurious and eccentric all-inclusive private island in the British Virgin Isles are bound to encounter its famous sushi kayak. Sushi served in the pool abroad in a wooden kayak delivered by a mermaid.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yes. The mermaid just.
Yeah.
So I have nothing against this this one, but it might be weird for somebody that's going to Japan for the second time. I actually don't really eat seafood, so sushi isn't really like a big like turn on for me. So I don't get too excited for it. But I can see the appeal, and I will not downvote it because I think that's pretty cool.
Greg, you could do a veggie roll. There's
Yep.
veggie rolls for sushi.
No, and I do when I enjoy it, but it seems like the majority of it will not be that, and I'd hate to just waste the experience on doing that. Don't worry. When I take my son to eat sushi and he's eating everything in the world, I'm eating my little avocado roll and everything else, and ordering all the other sides I can.
Yeah, you're about to grill stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken tempura roll. If you need some protein in
Yep.
there, that's how you cheat sushi, but also
Or the wagyu.
to
Go
enjoy
with the
it.
wagyu rolls. The wagyu rolls are amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do a wagyu.
Got
All
it.
right, last but not least, we've got our rockstar level amenities, which is described as skateboard rentals, Taylor guitars to strum in your room. Kind of similar to some previous ones, but you've also got the Cadillac. Oh, that's my puppy.
I was like, who's crying?
What are you sad about? What are you crying for?
Scuba.
So you can also take a Cadillac out for a spin for up to 4 hours, and that's part of the ride and drive program. What do you guys think?
I think it's
pretty cool.
I think it's cool. I think it really depends on what you do with it. You know, I like the concept of like creating, to your point, Yaz, like a memorable experience, you know, at the property, and I think that's what they're going for. You know, I don't know necessarily if the guitar is the right way to go, or drums for that matter, but
Yeah.
you know, I do agree with the actual concept of
I want timpanis in my bedroom, please.
Hey, there he
We've got
is.
Josh Schreiber
Right.
joining with the
I'm throwing him right back.
Josh, I told you we will be live at 6 p.m., not 7 p.m. But thank you for coming out and joining us. We got sushi thrown at us, tomatoes
We got
thrown at us.
tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the 4-hour Cadillac thing. It's just like, what's the point then? Like,
Yeah, why
give me the cart.
Yeah.
They're just gonna cap it for you. Nope.
Yeah, like, what did the car just turn off on you when you're driving? Like, nope, time to
Turns
bring it
back
back.
into a pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly. So.
You're gonna set up your. I was distracted trying to get my puppy to calm down, but so if it was set already, then sorry, boys. But my take on it is you're gonna have the hotel manager end up scolding guests all the time that they were on a joyride for too long, which is not the friction that you're looking for this kind of amenity.
Mm-hmm. No, we were talking about adding drums into the room. That'd be more fun.
And the hotel you're in me also just skateboard. Like if you're giving folks a skateboard, you know a kid's gonna be ripping that down the hallway. I don't know. I just feel like you got to be careful with your amenities and make sure that they don't affect the experiences of the other guests. So just on that alone, I'd have to go.
Yeah, but you also have to look that this is a Pendry as opposed to like, I don't know, another tier brand. I don't want to throw anybody and make anybody feel, so the clientele of the guests might be a little different. Kids will be kids, but maybe they'll be a little bit more well behaved in a place like the Pendry.
Touche. So I'm changing my downvote.
You're mid.
yeah, we're going
Mid to a little slight.
I'm still down.
I think the guitar's cool. I think the guitar's cool as long as your rooms are like soundproof well enough that you're not bothering people. I think that could be cool.
So just to catch up on comments, we've got that it'll be cheap sparkling wine, not champagne. Yeah.
No, I think it was champagne. Like actual, if you go back up, it said the brand.
Oh, but they're. Oh, okay, yeah. But,
For the vending machine.
If they do it, they can say that it's the brand. I mean, do we trust them? But
I would hope the is accurate. You're too far.
Or is it? Okay.
Yeah, I hope the label
Listen,
will
you
be
all. I
accurate.
mean, you're gonna run out of champagne and then just plug it in with whatever you got.
Wow.
I'm just shooting shit.
What kind of hotels you've worked for?
And pineapple pizza flavored popcorn. What a brilliant idea, Craig. I'm gonna
Oh,
go
sounds
start
good.
my
Disgusting. Disgusting. Get off this podcast. Oof.
All right. Well, that's the end of the article, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing. here.
Oh, that's it. I was waiting for like another 30 of them. That would have been fun. Oh, so I guess we're
Wow.
at the end of the show.
What an episode. That was
Yeah,
good.
that was-
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a good
I
one.
was thinking 20 something minutes, and here we are an hour later. This is great.
Oh, yeah.
So we just had an episode drop this past Monday. Am I correct?
Yeah.
With
Hotel
Chris
Tech.
May,
Yeah.
Hotel Tech Consultant.
Mhm.
Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wanna
Yes, sir.
sure. Yeah, so great episode. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. We'll have another episodes coming up soon. March is a very busy month for all of us. These guys have a lot of traveling to do. Tom's got some bookings to make. I have an exchange student coming from Japan to stay with me for 2 weeks.
That's gonna be awesome.
Along with my son's birthday is coming up this Sunday, so it's a busy. And for those of you Marvel geeks out there, Daredevil Born Again comes out next week, and I'm super excited for that.
Oh,
But
hell yeah.
that's just me. So
Happy birthday to Little Man.
Yeah.
Upcoming. I know we're a little early, but
it's 3 days away, man. It's
Oh,
right there. I'm gonna have a 17-year-old son, believe it or
Oh,
not.
gosh.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Time flies.
Dude. I'm feeling old. I'm feeling ancient. But no, I'm excited for him. We're gonna go get some burgers and stuff on Sunday. So try out a new spot we haven't been to yet. So it'll be
Enjoy.
good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
So
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode. And be on the lookout for March. We're going to have 2 new videos coming to you guys in March. And be on the lookout. I know when we first announced, we said that we were going to be launching this calendar. We know it's on our agenda today. We're going to talk about it, meet about it, put it together, and ship that out to you guys so that you can be on the lookout for what kind of content that we're doing throughout the year. If you guys have any feedback, questions, comments, feel free to leave them down in the comment section down below. And have a great week, guys.
Cheers.
Awesome. Oh, that's my cue. Sorry, I was turning off the. Yeah.
I'm doing the outro, and Greg's supposed
Yeah.
to be on the button.
Whatever.